Hey, everyone. Welcome back. It is Thursday. We're on day 4 of our profit push, but some of you are here for the first time because I am doing what I would call a standalone session on basically lead generation, how to create content that attracts buyers, not lurkers. So I need a show of hands here. How many of you would like to do that? You'd like to post less, get more traction from what you're posting, and actually start having sales conversations from your marketing efforts. Let me know if that's you. While you guys are in the chat letting me know, I will introduce myself again. My name is Danielle. I am the president of 4 of Kelly's 6 companies right now. I helped grow the first company, our coaching company, to over 8 figures. In that time, I've largely been in marketing roles, but I have also led teams as large as 15. I have done every part of the business, finance, HR, all the things, hiring, firing, everything. So I have gotten to see behind the scenes of that specific rapid growth and everything that happens in that. And then started our marketing agency where I then was able to get behind the scenes again of multiple 7-figure business owners and what was working across accounts. So I am coming to you today with years of experience in marketing prior to working with Kelly, years of experience in marketing, working inside of Kelly's companies, helping to scale to over 8 figures, and then helping clients do the same. And what I'm going to share are shifts that I have seen really in the last 6 months, maybe as far back as a year, but really like massive shifts in the last 6 months that if you are not wise about how you are building your brand and building your system to market and sell, you will find yourself really, really struggling. And you do not have to go far online. I know that everyone's like, it's easy to sell all the time. That's a mindset thing. You do not have to go far online to find even the biggest names. I saw one today talking about how sales processes have slowed down. People who used to do 500K launches are doing 250K launches. That's still great. That's still good news. But if you are someone who has built your business to a certain size and have expenses at the higher level, then this slowdown is really impacting you. If you're newer in business and you're just getting started in a market like this, it's 10 times harder. If you're someone running a multi-million-dollar business, you've got that same problem. You have to keep your sales. A $200,000 launch might not be enough for you to keep up with the expenses of running a company that size. And so across the board, across industries, I have run everything from membership model to high ticket coaching model to agency model. We have clients who are doctors, lawyers, coaches, consultants. I have seen into the businesses of countless business owners running all different types of businesses. And what I can tell you is people every day are buying. It is taking so much longer. It is so, you need such a more in-depth sales process than before. So the good news is people are buying. That is excellent, wonderful news. Everyone here, write in the chat, people are buying. My people are buying. They're buying today. But they are not buying the same way that they used to buy. And if you are marketing the same way you used to market, then you will struggle. And that is why Kelly spent 2 days talking about trust building offers and why that is such a massive component of what we teach inside Virtual Business School and in our high ticket coaching. It's not because of what we're doing. It's because we see behind the scenes of hundreds of businesses. And we have long taught high ticket. And again, we have people buying high ticket every day. The process is so much slower, takes so much longer. And so our trust building offers are now fueling high ticket sales in a way that is speeding up the process, right? So at the end of the day, it is not just a one-off thing that's happening. This is something everyone is seeing across the board. So what does that mean for your marketing content strategy? Well, it means a couple of things. Number one, it means you have to shift your marketing into a pain solution model, not an aspirational model. And I can just hear it now. Oh, but that's it. We don't want to talk about pain. That's such low energy. Here is the truth. Here's the truth. If you are selling something that is a nice to have, not a need to have, you can sell that. There's luxury markets everywhere. They're never going to go out of style. you will sell in such a lower volume than you've ever sold before. Because right now, again, we work with, I am on coaching calls with multi-million-dollar businesses. This is not theory, this is real life, where they are still growing, but the pace is so slow and they have to speed it up. If you are not solving a real problem, not a problem you tell the market you have, but a real problem that they think they have, then you are literally swimming upstream with a boulder on your back. Can you do it? Of course. If you put your mind to it, willing to do the work, you're going to stay up, social selling, doing sales calls for hundreds of hours. Of course you can do that. Of course. But if you're like me, I don't love swimming upstream with a boulder on my back. It's not like my favorite thing to do. I'm not like, what's the hardest path forward? Let me choose that one. If you're like me and you would rather not do that, then you have to switch your marketing to speak specifically and directly to the problems your offers solve. And they have to be problems people want to pay for. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to do that, the different ways you're creating content that are probably keeping people off track, and then how to get it on track. I will tell you, there is so much to this, though, that I could never possibly do this in an hour. If you're in the virtual business school, you've heard some of this already. You're going to get so much more of this over the coming months because I am diving into all of these things for you in depth, because I know this is something that's changing and you're going to need more support on, feedback on. So I'm here for you with that. If you're in virtual business school, if you're not getting there, it's $49 a month. What are you doing? $49 a month. You can cancel anytime. Team will drop the link. Okay. Here's what I want everybody to think about right now. If I asked you, if I just came to you, I have never met you before. I know nothing about you. I've never seen your business. I have no idea what you do. And I came to you and I said, hey, what do you do and how would I refer you? Like, what would I refer you for? If you cannot specifically and directly tell me the exact value proposition you have and for who, you are fighting a losing battle. And this was not necessary. A year or two, well, like 2 years ago, probably 2 years ago, you could show up with a kind of vague, hey, I'm going to teach you how to be more abundant kind of message. And people would like you. They'd think your Instagram was cute and they'd be like, yeah, I want to buy that. Right. And you could make lots and lots of sales with sort of vague messaging. Today, you can literally, I mean, I am shocked every day. I tell you all the time, I'm shocked. We do these virtual business school launches. We have hundreds, not a few, like hundreds of people who have come in and 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x their investment. We have hundreds of pieces of tangible proof to show you. We charge $49 a month that you can cancel at any time, and people still question whether or not they should join. Y'all, the value proposition is so specific and clear. We are giving you an A to Z sales strategy. You don't have to think. We are telling you the exact things to do every day to connect with new leads, nurture them, and get them to buy. There is no ambiguity. Most people are struggling to make sales, either their first few sales if they're newer in business, or the volume of sales they need if they're more experienced in business. It's a sales problem either way. We have such specific, direct, clear messaging with hundreds of pieces of proof, including live people on here that will talk to you and tell you, and people still hesitate. So imagine if I was just like, hey, I'm gonna like help you grow your business somehow this year. How vague, how unhelpful, how unspecific is that? There's no cutting through the noise. There's a million people saying that to you. So when you think about what it is that you are creating content for, the goal that you have to be aiming towards, the lens that you have to be looking through has got to be specificity around the problem you solve and for who. Now, That doesn't mean you only talk about one thing all the time. I don't believe that. I love personal branding, and personal brands are so much more than that. But it goes back to that question I asked you earlier. What specifically would I refer you for? So, an example, we are probably going to make a very high ticket monthly investment for one of our companies. I'm doing the research now. I want one outcome. There is one outcome I am searching for. It has to do with YouTube and growth and things like that. If I am looking for things like, when I started looking for this, I do not want to talk to 8,000 marketing agencies. We have a marketing agency. I don't need that. I wanted a very specific outcome only on YouTube. That was it. And I knew two people who I highly respect who were getting that specific outcome. And so I asked one of them yesterday about who they were using. I said, this is a specific outcome I'm looking for. I got on a call today and we will make a decision by the end of next week for a six-figure investment. Now, there was no ambiguity in what I was looking for. There was a unique, specific problem I was trying to solve. I said, hey, does your people do this? Can you make a connection for me? And I was on the call the next day. If there was any like, oh, but we also do this and we can help you grow your brand, and all, like, not what I'm looking for, not what I need. And you lost the sale and I am no longer interested because I had specificity around the outcome I was looking for. And I'm not going to pay top dollar for someone who's going to do all this other general stuff. So when you are thinking about your offer and what you do and how you do it, you likely say something like this, but Danielle, I help so many people and I can help them with so many things. And this method is going to solve so many problems in their lives. And you are probably 100% correct. When I look at the virtual business school, I could charge every month for the marketing masterclass literally triple, and I could sell it every month. I could charge $150 a month just for the marketing masterclass, no other part of the program. And the value proposition could just be like, be a better marketer and grow your audience. Literally, it could just be grow your audience. And you would get this incredible benefit, and that'd be great. I know that about virtual business school. I know when you come into the virtual business school, you're getting the best marketing training on the planet. But the value proposition of the virtual business school is that you will generate sales consistently for your business, whether it's you doing the selling or your team doing the selling, in less than an hour a day. We are giving you a full funnel system. There are 1 million components. We have stuff in our Fast Foundations about like setting up the legal framework of your business. But if I put all that in my marketing, if we got on here and we're like, oh my gosh, everybody, here's all the things that virtual business school does. What we do is we start to take you off track from the specific goal you are looking to accomplish, from the specific problem you are looking to solve. So while there are 8 million benefits to being inside the virtual business school that are worth thousands of dollars. The main benefit, the one problem that I know you want to solve is that you want consistent sales in your business. You don't want it this complicated, crazy system. You want it to be something either you can do or your team can do. And you want to wake up every day knowing exactly how to accomplish your sales goals. And you know what? The virtual business school does that. So while I could be over here marketing all these other things, there's 8 trillion ways we help you, and they are all true. That is not how I choose to show up and market the virtual business school, because I want to speak to the specific problem that is the most urgent, the house on fire problem. So when you look at your business, I know that there are layers and layers of benefits. I get it. I understand that. But you have to look at what is the presenting problem, the house on fire problem, that somebody is willing to say, fix this for me now. I will pay you the money. And then as you do fix that for them, they come in and they start working on all these other things and they get all the other stuff. You come in, you learn, you do two things in our program. You come in virtual business school, do our Dream 1000 training, do our Miracle Hour training. You're good. You're golden. You could make tens of thousands of dollars from that without blinking. But you're going to get the marketing master classes and you're going to get the Q&A sessions and the templates and all the other stuff, which is a great thing to have once you put the fire out and start bringing in sales. So everyone needs to shift how they are looking about their offers and say, what is the house on fire problem that I solve for my specific people? How do I show up and actually communicate that I have a specific and unique solution for them? That my approach to solving that house on fire problem is different. So there's a couple ways to do this in your content. I need everybody to write this down. Are you ready? Because I'm going to go fast. The first way to do this is not teaching everybody all of the how-to things. That is not what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to describe the problem and start diagnosing exactly why the problem exists. Because when you begin to pull apart the problem, diagnose why someone is experiencing it, then you shift them into the mindset of looking for a solution. If I start just teaching all the sales stuff all over, like teach, here's how to do it, here's how to do it, I now just shifted all of the thinking for the person reading the content into going and taking action, right? So I want to say, hey, you have this problem. Here's why you have this problem. And here's the solution. Now, in that, I'm sharing lots of information. So what I am not saying here is that you don't ever do informational content. I am giving you information. The fact that I'm doing that I'm saying, hey, you don't have consistent sales in your business because you are not effectively building relationships that get people to a point of wanting to purchase in a strategic, systematized way. So what happens is you go through a big spurt, you have lots of sales, you make your money, you start delivering, you stop paying attention, you stop building your pipeline, you stop taking daily action, and then what happens? Your pipeline dries up, no one is ready to buy, and your sales fall off a cliff. Has anyone experienced that in your life? I bet a few people have. To be fair, we have. There are certain businesses with our agency, you get deep into working with clients and it's hard to stay afloat. You're down there, building out content plans, building out strategy, doing all these things. And you realize like, crap, I have to go over here now and like sell again. Like I have to kind of pull myself out and sell. So I am sharing actual information with you. I'm telling you, hey, you have this problem. Here's why it exists. Now, after you do that, we want to compare our solution to other solutions. So in this same scenario, I'm going to start talking my content around, hey, you've probably tried to solve this by hiring a new VA, hiring an appointment setter, or running more ads, or putting together some sophisticated passive funnel. And what happens? Your setter sets nothing. They just sit there and send out a bunch of messages that gets zero action. Your funnel takes tens of thousands of dollars to optimize. And as soon as you optimize it, an algorithm changes and it doesn't work anymore. You hire 16 agencies with no plan and everybody's doing their thing, but nothing's actually happening. So now I'm saying, hey, you have this burning problem. You need consistent sales. You have one high month, one low month. Your average kind of sucks and you're barely making it. You have this problem because you're not building a consistent pipeline. It doesn't exist in your world. You're not building relationships in a way that leads people to want to make a sale so that you always have someone ready. And so you try these other things, which takes you instead of towards your goal, completely away from your goal. So I'm not only diagnosing the situation, I am positioning my solution against other common solutions. So this is the second thing you want to do. Position your solution against other solutions. So we identify the burning, like the house on fire problem. We speak to exactly why that problem exists. And then we talk about, hey, this is what the problem looks like. This is why you have it. And then this is what you're probably doing to fix it. And let me guess what the results are. Let me guess what the results are. We talk about what the results are. And then we say, there's another way. So we're bringing them into a point of, okay, I have this problem that this person's talking about. Instead of going to go fix it myself, I'm like, ooh, they're like uncovering some new thing that I haven't even thought about. Ooh, and they're really describing it well. So now they're in a mindset to look at your solution. And then you're saying, hey, your other solutions aren't working. Here's why. You're not making them feel bad about it. You're just saying, this is why they don't work. And then you're saying, here's the alternative. So you have primed them in your content to not go fix it themselves, to not go down some rabbit trail of YouTubing and Googling, but to be ready to hear your response, your answer, your solution, because you just said you have this burning down fire problem. It's terrible. This is what you're trying to do to fix it. Here's how you've probably tried to fix it. Then you enter your solution. Hey, you have this problem. The other things aren't going to work, or they're going to work for a little while, but not long enough. Here's a tried and true approach. And if you learn this strategy, if you take our Dream 1000 and Miracle Hour strategy and you commit to 60 days, every single day of implementing this either by yourself or with your team, both is great. You implement this strategy every day, you will not only fill your pipeline with qualified leads, you will nurture relationships, start sales conversations, and see conversions consistently in perpetuity. So what you do over the next 60 days, if you implement this system and you commit, you dig in, you are like, I am here, I'm showing up every single day, I'm doing these activities, whether I feel like it or not, whether I'm aligned or not, whether the vibe is right or not, I am showing up and taking the action. Then you will start building a pipeline and a habit of behavior, which will only lead to success every single day that leads to consistent sales. Because at any given time in the market, 1 to 3% of people who are connected to you are ready to buy. So if you don't consistently have conversations going where people trust you, where you are in rapport with them, where you make a recommendation and they take it seriously, then you will not have enough people in relationship and rapport to make sales consistently. And what will happen? You'll make a sale here or there because people still buy solutions, but you won't be able to generate the sales consistently. And so I'm saying you have a problem. Here's why it exists. This is what you've tried to do to solve it. Here's why it's not working. And then here's a solution that will work. If your content cycles through those 4 things, you tell stories, you showcase how it's worked in your business, you continue to bring these same 4 ideas in front of them, people will start looking at your content and not going to try to fix it and Google it themselves, but coming to you for the solution. And they might not be someone who's coming to you for the solution because maybe they don't have that problem, but they will know someone who does. And when their friend at dinner is talking about the problem that you solve, they'll be like, oh, you should go talk to Danielle. She has something for that. And they'll connect you. So what you are doing is moving out of content creation for the purpose of entertainment and for the purpose of views and for the purpose of just getting people to see you. And you're moving into content creation for the purpose of priming people to buy. Priming people to buy. I want to hear from you in the comments. How many of you feel exhausted by content creation and like you're putting out all the things, but it's not working? Like you're putting out all the things and it is not working. Most people feel like this. I will tell you, even in our marketing agency where we're doing it for people, they just have to send us videos. They're like, oh, it's so exhausting. Content creation is not a joke. It takes time. It's a thing that takes time that really you have to be part of. You don't have to be the one writing it. You don't have to be the one editing, but it has to be your ideas, right? Like if your company is a personal brand founder led company, the ideas, the intellectual property has to be yours. So there's a part of it that you can't outsource. And so what you want to do is maximize the impact of your content. You want to move out of being an entertainer and an influencer into being a business content creator. And the difference is, I want everybody to listen to me. An influencer is they're building a brand around people liking them as a person. And then if you like me as a person and I say, I like this lipstick, you'll go buy it. That's an influencer brand. A personal brand that drives company sales is different. You still might like me as a person, but ultimately you're buying a solution to a problem that you have. The personal side of me maybe connected us, but you're buying a solution. You're buying the answer to your problem. You just like how I deliver it. And so when you shift out of, I need to be internet famous, everyone on the planet is teaching you how to go viral. I have worked in a marketing agency for 2.5 years now, almost 3 years at this point. And we have had clients go viral. We had one where Khloe Kardashian shared her post. Okay. Viral. You want to know how much money that made them? None. Do you know why? Because the virality had nothing to do with the solution she was offering. It was kind of a superfluous thing that was related to her brand, but it wasn't bringing in buyers. It wasn't talking about a problem. It wasn't solving a problem for people. So she got lots and lots of views. I think it was like 30,000 new followers, millions and millions of views, no dollars. And we weren't trying to go viral. It just did. But what I'm telling you is the people teaching you that there is a different strategy. If you want mass appeal, you want millions of people to see it, that's general. That's a general approach. You have to have mainstream topics, mainstream content. It's a different approach to creating content. If you want people to buy, you have to be specific. You have to speak to a certain type of person with a certain type of problem. Now, some of you have very, very niche solutions. Some of you have very, very broad solutions. Either way, you have to shift your mindset from I am trying to get more views and be an entertainer to I am trying to make it crystal clear the exact problem I solve for who and how we solve it and why it is a better solution. Does that make sense? So it's a different mindset for creating. Now, all the same content creation principles apply. You have to understand how to get attention. You have to understand hooks. You have to understand how to structure a post and all of those things. Those things are the same. Those are going to be the same no matter what you do, who you are, what your industry is. We teach all of that inside of the virtual business school. And if there's any missing pieces to that, I'll do a live masterclass on it. So that is covered, like good structure, good principles. There is an entire section in the Fast Foundations about the psychology of buying, understanding how to get attention. All of that is in there. That stuff is just a given. But what is not, and what has shifted so significantly in the last 6 months to a year, is that you have to be so laser clear on the problem you solve. And here's where it's funny because we get pushback on this, but it just proves it over and over again. You have the burden of expertise as an expert in whatever it is you do. You want to give people a full solution, right? Like we want to give you all of the things in virtual business school. It wouldn't be in virtual business school if we didn't think it was important, right? So like we have hundreds and hundreds of things you need to grow your brand in visibility. and your business in terms of sales, profits, team, all that. There's so much of that in the virtual business school. We wouldn't have it in there if we didn't know you needed it. But I can't give you all of that if you are not ready, if you don't feel like you have a solution to your burning down fire problem. Okay. I give this example. If you've been on my other calls in virtual business school, on my copywriting call, this is the example I give you, right? Let's say you have this horrible headache. It is so bad. It's like you can't see, your eyes are like squinty. It's terrible. It's terrible. You can't, like, you're not able to think. Everything's foggy. It's terrible. You go to the doctor and he's like, okay, yes, we ran all these tests and it's this issue with your gut. It's kind of a long-term thing and it's going to take 6 months to heal, right? And you're going to have to change your diet and do all these things. Great. That's great. Let me tell you, I guarantee you're not walking out of that doctor's office until he gives you some sort of painkiller to fix the headache, because you can't even begin to think about grocery shopping. You can't even think about these supplements you have to buy and how to prepare your meals differently until you get rid of the pain in your head that makes it impossible to think and see and move. If you wake up and you can't pick your head up off the bed because you're in so much pain, and he's over here trying to change your diet long term for 6 months, that's all fine and good, but give me the dang ibuprofen first or whatever it is, because you're not going to be able to get there until this pain, this headache is gone. And what we're trying to do as experts, because we know, hey, here's a long-term solution. What we're trying to do as experts is say, here's how we're going to solve this long term, right? Like, this is how we're going to do it. But if we don't give them the quick win, that's why we do our co-working sessions. We literally have people who, from our free workshops for the virtual business school, have made $2,000. 4 times the cost of a year in virtual business school for free, because the pain of not having money to invest $500 is so big that it doesn't matter what else I teach you. If I don't solve that problem, you can't join us and get all the rest of the solution. So everyone needs to shift how they think about these, the way they're showing up in their content, because so many of us are just teaching information that is taking people down the path of DIYing and solving things on their own and distraction. We're taking them out of buyer mode and into doing mode versus saying, hey, if you join the virtual business school, we're going to give you the exact templates. You could be sending them out today to make money today. We have a training where we teach you how to cut things out so you literally make money immediately. We literally have people make money from like one training because we get them to cut out these expenses. We've had people make $500 in like 4 minutes because they got rid of these different things that, they were spending money on. And that's how they found the money for the virtual business school. We're giving them the ibuprofen for their headache and then saying, okay, now let's do the big diet plan and the supplements and all the things to get your sales system set up. That's why we do that. We give you templates in those co-working calls so you can literally send out DMs and make money for free, because we know if we give you that and you do make the money, that you're much more likely to say, okay, give me the rest of the solution. I want the rest of the solution. That's intentional because we want to keep you in a state of buying, but also we know that you have a headache and you might not be able to see past the headache right now. So we're trying to give you some ibuprofen so that you can take care of the headache and actually build the whole system that will keep you going forever. Because the skills you learn here, they're not going to change. The things we're teaching inside of virtual business school, that's not stuff that changes. Algorithms change. What I teach on a marketing masterclass, y'all, that'll change. I have done so many deep dives on LinkedIn. And because I love LinkedIn, and I will do more inside virtual business school. Don't you worry, guys, I've got them coming. But an algorithm changes and we got to do it again. Like, it's a whole new thing. So those things are going to change. All of the marketing platforms are going to change. What is not going to change is the power of a pipeline. What is not going to change is the power of building relationships. What is not going to change is understanding how to get people into your world, start conversations, and get them into a sales conversation. That's not going to change. That's human behavior. That is like a long-term thing that you'll be able to use forever. Forever. You will never stop using it. You can launch and use it. You cannot launch and use it. There's so many things that are just foundational that we're giving you inside Virtual Business School. And then we're also giving you all the stuff that changes all the time. Like all the things that will change, y'all. It is dizzying. Like I love marketing because I just love it. But it's exhausting. Like today's marketing world, I'm so thankful for it because we have all this stuff for free at our disposal, right? Like we have all these things. We literally can just like go live on Facebook and like make money. That's a blessing. That is a gift. If you're out here like, oh, my life is so hard because I have to post content, you would have had to pay thousands of dollars for a billboard that like 5 people would see and forget as soon as they drove by. You live in a world, we live in a world where we have these gifts, but at the same time, they're exhausting. As soon as you feel like you learn it, they change. As soon as you feel like you've got the hang of it, JK, new algorithm, try again. And that is the whole world in marketing. So inside Virtual Business School, we're giving you the sales process A to Z that doesn't change. But then we're also layering on top of it all of the different things that do change that can accelerate the sale process. And here's the beauty. We work with hundreds of clients in all kinds of industries, like mortgage brokers to doctors to coaches and consultants, like every industry you can think of. So we get to see these principles, marketing strategies that we teach applied in so many different ways. And then we have 6 of our own companies that we test so much. Y'all don't copy us because you never know. It could be a test that didn't work. We test a lot of stuff. So we're testing stuff all the time. And then we come back inside the Virtual Business School and say, hey, this worked. Hey, this didn't work. Don't do it. So we have a pulse on things in a way that we want to give you because we know this is an exhausting race. We understand it. We want you to be able to focus your attention and effort on making sales and providing excellent service to your clients, the people who actually buy. That's what we want you to be able to focus your time and attention on. And then as you grow, on mentoring your team. That's where we want you to live. So we are committed to testing and trying and failing and trying again. We spend thousands of dollars on ads, on all types of different things so that we can come back to you and say, this is what works. This is what doesn't work. None of the things that we recommend are things that we see in a vacuum, where we have one little tiny business that we're saying, hey, this worked for me for 3 months. That's not what we're doing. We are looking at what's working across the board for our companies and the hundreds of clients we work with. And we're saying this is how you do that. So if you are someone and you are not inside the Virtual Business School, I could talk about content for like 8,000 hours, like 100,000 hours. What I am going to do is I'm adding bonus. See, normally we take away a bonus, but I'm being a little funky today. And Ashlyn, it's not you. Sometimes I'll add a bonus and I'll be like, Ashlyn's gonna do it. She's gonna teach you this thing. It's not that. So Ashlyn, you can calm down. I'm gonna offer a new bonus on content creation and copywriting. That is my background. I have written for people who have 7, 8, 9-figure companies. Okay. I am going to do a content training for anyone who registers before tonight at 11:59 p.m. And if you already signed up, you're in, you get it, you're good. Monthly or pay in full. And I'm going to do an in-depth training walking you through some of the content structures that we see to be most effective. And I'm going to give you examples of this process. So the process I just talked about, the things that I just shared about identifying the, burning fire problem, understanding how to diagnose it, talking about the other options, and then providing your solution. I'm going to give you examples of content that actually showcase those different types of things. And I'm going to walk you through what that looks like so that you can then go and start doing that for your business. That is only going to be available to people who've already joined or join before 11:59 p.m. And y'all, it's $49 with no contract. This course alone, if I wanted to sell it, which maybe I might sell it, I haven't decided, I would sell for $497. Easily. I would sell that course for $497. You get it for free if you join us, and then you get all the other stuff inside the virtual business school. The monthly training from Kelly or another 7 to 9 figure business owner. You get the Q&A with our team. So all your questions answered. You're gonna be doing stuff, and stuff's gonna come up. We have real live people, full-time jobs, who are here to serve you. They will be on that call to answer those questions. We have the live marketing masterclass with me every month, which is pretty epic, but also marketing's marketing. I'm gonna have to keep you updated all the time. So you might get 16 LinkedIn classes. It depends on how often they change their algorithm, but you get the live LinkedIn training with me every month. And then you get the implementation session where our team's giving you the templates to actually do the things that we're teaching. So they give those to you live. Okay. Everybody gets that. There's a ton of bonuses that are still available, but the two things that I think are the bread and butter, like literally the things that will change your business forever. And whenever I talk to people, even our 7 and 8 figure clients, the things that I tell them to go to immediately are the Dream 1000 and Miracle Hour. And the reason these are your bread and butter is this is the practical application of an A to Z sales system that anyone can implement, and that will lead to consistent sales in your business, whether it's you doing the selling or your team. I'm going to say it again. It is an A to Z system that you can learn in about 2.5 hours that you or your team can implement for consistent sales every day in your business. So there are a lot of bells and whistles inside the virtual business school. If I were going to say this alone is worth it, it is those two things. There are a million other things. What I see so many business owners lacking is the ability to find the right people, build real relationships that are not spammy or pushy or annoying or gross, and actually offer the right solution to the person at the right time. And I see this in new business owners, and I see this in people running $2 million companies. And so that is what those two trainings alone give you. It is more than worth $539. We could sell it for thousands. So there are a million other bells and whistles. Like, y'all, there's so many. I'm not even going to go over them because I think what everybody needs are those two things right there. And that will solve your house burning down problem, because you guys got on here and told me that you all needed more consistent sales in your business. If you need more consistent sales in your business, I'm going to tell you there is no magic easy button. There is no simple way to get them. There's no funnel that will work forever. There is a proven system that has worked for generations. Every corporation uses something similar to this. They have full-blown sales teams doing these very, very similar activities. We just do them online. Years ago, you would have had to knock on doors. Thank God we don't live in a world like that anymore. But we are giving you the exact blueprint. No guesswork. And guess what? You get in there, you have questions, hop on a call with our team. They will answer your questions. So I think everybody needs to, if you are already in, then you already know the power of the virtual business school. And we are so glad you're here, and you get a bonus for just being awesome. If you are not in yet, now is the time. I literally want everybody to get in there. Even if you only do the $49 a month, cool. Do the $49 a month. If you hate it, cancel. You won't hate it. You will love it. I want everybody in there today, and I want you to go through the Dream 1000 training and the Miracle Hour training. If you don't know how to find those, Ignacio's a genius. He will help you. Just reach out. He will get you to the right place in no time. I recently had a 7-figure business owner say, oh my gosh, those 2 trainings literally just gave me the exact strategy I needed. She's like, and she said this, I completely understand the principles, but this gave me the tactical, practical way to implement them. And she's already building her list. She's already making her connections. She's already taking action. It's been like 3 days. So if you are not in there, bet on yourself $49. $49 worth of betting on yourself. That is like a little baby bet. That's like nothing. $49, get in the virtual business school. I want you to go through the Dream 1000 and Miracle Hour training today or tomorrow, ideally. Like literally, I want you to commit. I want you to say, Danielle, I'm going to do the things you tell me. I'm going to give it 60 days. I'm going to show up every day for my business because I believe deeply in my soul that I have a solution people need. Let me know in the comments if you believe you have a solution people need. And if you don't, maybe don't be in business because if you're not selling a solution you believe in, that's questionable. But if you believe you have a solution people need, like you know in your soul that if you could just get them to take action, that you could change their life, then I want you to commit today on this call to taking the action to get it in front of the people who need it most. If you're not building a sales system, if you're not committed to showing up and getting your stuff in front of the right people every day, they're not going to magically find you. We don't live in a world like that anymore. 6, 7 years ago, we did. We don't live in that world anymore. I'm telling you that because I run lots of social media accounts. You can't just put a post up on Instagram and have people see. My husband just started, he's a full-time missionary. He travels and works, but he just started personal training and he is so sweet and I love him to death. He's the most incredible husband on the planet, but not so much with business. Like he's in ministry and missions and stuff like that. And so he's like posting, he's like thinking he's going to get like 1,000 clients from posting. And I'm like, babe, there's like 100 people on your Instagram and half of them don't live where you're training. Like this is going to take a minute. We just don't live in that world anymore. We don't live in that world. So guess what? He's making his list of people, specific connections, doing out, literally walking through the same thing. I want you to commit for starting today. You're going to join us. You are going to get inside and you are literally going to take action for the next 60 days. And then I want you to tell me how that works out for your business. Okay. Everybody tell me yes or yes. Okay. Lauren said, I'd like a chat to discuss this further. I'm 21 years in private practice and want a group and online coaching program. Lauren, I would say this is the perfect place to start, but yes, also I will chat. So if somebody wants to get Lauren my info, I'm happy to chat. But what I will tell you, Lauren, a couple things. Inside the virtual business school, we have our fast foundations, which will help you pricing and packaging your group offer. It will also help you look at the different methods of selling. So whether you want to launch or not. And then it's the sales system will be the same. So it doesn't matter. This is the perfect strategy for making sales in your business if you're starting something new or if you have a program that's 10 years old. So Lauren, I still would go ahead and do the $49 now. Go ahead and get in there. But yes, I'm happy to chat. If you want to send me a Facebook message, I will answer all the questions. Sarah is committed. Sarah, I hope you join. Simone, yes, you're committed. Anyone else? I want to know if you're joining us. Here's the deal. I'm going to stay on and answer questions, but content creation is going to consistently change. Human behavior won't. Okay. So how we create content will change over time. AI is going to continue to blow things out of the water in terms of how we create content. What will not change is why people take action. What makes people think? Evelyn, yes, it does work for brick and mortar. There's some nuances, but absolutely. So short answer, yes. Long answer is once you join us, let me know, like send me a message and we'll adapt it for you. Oh, Jennifer's saying, Lauren, I was in private practice and now do group fully online. Awesome. Yes, Jennifer switched totally. And we have some people who use it for both. They're brick and mortar and they're online. It's the same strategy. So Evelyn, for brick and mortar, this is like perfect for your team, your front desk people. There are so many things that we teach in here that if you've got an established business, like you just slip right in and start seeing results. If you're new, you're going to have to like build up some of that, but it's the same process for everybody. Yes, Evelyn, reach out. Hey, how are you? We miss you. And I would love to chat just in general, catch up. We love Evelyn. But yes, it will work for both. There's slight nuances to the application of that, and we're happy to like help you walk through that. We also have consulting that you can add on at any time. So if you're interested in more specific high level consulting, I do consulting, reach out, we'll get you set up. But the baseline is everyone's going to put the same principles into practice. Again, these are timeless sales principles. There will be some nuances to who does it, how they do it in a brick and mortar versus online, but the principles are the same, exactly the same. Yay. And then Lauren said, that's exactly what she needs. Lauren, definitely get in here in the virtual business school for sure. Get this extra bonus today and then reach out to me. And team, if you'll give her my Facebook, that'd be great. Okay, I'm here for questions. I will answer your questions about content. I'll answer your questions about trust builders. I will answer your questions about virtual business school. If you are in the virtual business school, just let everybody know how you feel about it. If you're here, I see some people here, so let everybody know. Okay. Where are my questions? It's hard to see with all of this. Lauren, what I will say about content is we always want to start with the problem we solve first. So she was saying she doesn't know how to structure content. When you're looking at structuring your content, you always want to look at what is the problem that I'm solving, what is the house on fire problem I solve, reverse engineer from there into all of the topics that surround that. So that's diagnosing those problems. That is what else they're trying and why it's not working. And again, I'm going to walk you through this in the bonus that I just announced. Okay. I'm going to walk you through it in a more tangible way where I show you some actual posts and so you'll get to see it kind of in action. But it's basically reverse engineering from that burning problem and then looking at what are the causes, what are the alternative solutions, why your solution is different, like why you created it. There's some storytelling in there. There's some testimonials in there. There's a whole bunch of like kind of mile markers in that series, but it's the whole thing reverse engineers into you have this problem. I'm going to help you solve it. So that's like the short version. Do you think the trust building offer is best as a membership? No, I don't think the trust building offer is best as a membership. I think everybody's trust building offer has to be uniquely created based on their audience size, based on the high ticket offer you're trying to sell, based on your team, based on the goal you're working towards. So if you do not have a large audience, I don't think a membership is a smart idea, specifically a low ticket membership, because if you're charging $47 a month and you only get 4 people in there, that's the same amount of work as if you had 400 people in there. So you have to consider your audience size. Second, it really depends on what you're upselling people into. Like, what is the goal on the back end of that? When we were doing agency, it would not have made sense to have people in sort of a DIY thing. I mean, you could do it, but our trust builder for the agency is a small done for you project. That's what it is. It's not a totally different model. It's like the same model that would feed into that, but just a smaller dose of it. In our high ticket consulting company, yes, virtual business school, we have lots of people who are like, hey, I've growing my business and I want one-to-one consulting. And so they come into our consulting program. That happens for us all the time. But you can also just do 3 months with us. If you just want to do consulting with someone on our team, you can just pay for 3 months of consulting as a way to see how it feels, if you like it or not, and then go into a longer contract. So there's a lot of things to consider with the trust building offer. A membership is not right for everybody. It is right for some people. So, Nina, I am so excited. I hope you're in. I don't know if you're in already, but hopefully you signed up and I get to see you on our next call. Lauren too. Oh, Lauren, are you kind of famous on the on the radio? I love that. Shree said, how would a trust building offer differ from a VIP day? It wouldn't. A VIP day can be a trust building offer for sure. So like we offer power hours with Kelly as a trust building offer, but also sometimes it's just an upsell. Like it depends. What we like to do, the premise of a trust building offer is that you're helping someone accomplish a goal in a way that helps them build trust with you so they want to work with you longer. That can come in a million different varieties. And remember, Kelly talked about it not being a ladder, it's a circle. And so somebody could book a power hour with Kelly, which is a smaller investment than a VIP day or consulting with her, which would be $15,000 a month. So they could book one power hour with her, love it, say, okay, I want to do consulting with your team, and then do 6 months of consulting and be like, great, I feel like I have what I need. And then come back in and say, you know what, I'd love to wrap up with one more power hour of Kelly. It's a circle. It's a circle. And then come back into virtual business school and say, hey, I just want to stay updated on the marketing stuff that's going on. So I'm just going to come back in here. So when you're thinking about your trust building offers, there's a million different scenarios that what you want to think about is, how do I get people a good result? Is it something, we don't want them to just look at like a ladder. We want it to be something where they could come back in and out. Somebody could be in Kairos with Kelly for a year, be like, okay, I'm ready for one-on-one consulting with business advisory for a year, do that, and then wrap that up and come back into Kairos and say, I just want to learn from Kelly every week. Great. It's a circle. So the thing with the trust building offer is there's no one size fits all. There are a million different variations. If you're in the virtual business school, don't forget, you get Kelly's full training. She did multiple sessions, team. I don't know how many sessions she did, but if you guys can put it in there, I want to say she did like 4 or 5 sessions, two. She did a couple sessions, and there's a whole workbook. So how to price it, how to package it, um, all the different types of like trust building offers. A membership is just one, and it's not one we recommend for everybody. Like, you don't have to have a low ticket membership. There are a million ways to do a trust building offer. So we walk you through that. Like, that you could go in there like today, you could literally be doing that in the next 4 minutes. If you join us inside the virtual business school for $49, Kelly will teach you everything. And then if someone will help Christina find it in the portal, that'd be great. But yeah, we teach you all of that because there's a lot of things to consider. A trust builder and a feeder, not a, I think people probably use those terms interchangeably. We don't love the term feeder because it implies just like a one directional thing where you're just like, this thing goes into this. We, like I said, Kelly, like she talked about it on like maybe Tuesday, or I don't know. She talked about it one of the days this week, how we look at it as a circle. So people use that in this like interchangeably. We don't say feeder because we like to create offers that are going to be places people can come back to, not just one directional. All right, I got time for one more question. 2 minutes left, y'all. I'm finishing on time. I feel like I just won the Olympics because I never do that. All right, any more questions? Is everyone in the virtual business school? Will I see everyone on my marketing call on Wednesday? I better see you with your face ready to learn. If you're just starting to build your audience, would you still pitch every day? Nope, I would not. I would spend some time creating value, talking about the problem, diagnosing why it exists, all the stuff that's in the content training that I'm doing, but also there's a lot of old stuff in there about content that we recommend. There's something on the conviction marketing method. I think, I don't know what we call that. Ignacio can help you find that, but no, I don't recommend pitching every day. Forward facing. There is a difference. And again, y'all, this is a hill I'm willing to die on. There is a difference between marketing and sales. So what you put out to the market in your content should not be a pitch every day. It should not be a pitch every day. However, every day you should be working your miracle hour. Every day you are making offers once you build out your Dream 1000, because that's behind the scenes. You're building relationships. That's not promoting your stuff every day on social or in email. What you do mass marketing is different than the building out a sales pipeline, which is why everybody needs to get in the virtual business school, because we teach you all of that. All right, y'all. That is it. Just a quick reminder. If you join before 11:59 tonight, you get that new content training. I will get a link to Ignacio for a date, so everybody can get that if you already joined, you're in. If not, I want to see you in here. It's $49, people. I spent $49 on, I spent $22 on lunch today. 22, chicken salad, y'all. That's what I spent $22 on. You can do this for $49. Simona said it's the best investment ever. So get in here. I want you to go through Dream 1000, Miracle Hour, and Kelly's Trust Building trainings. You can do it today. $44, Krista? Holy moly. That's crazy. You might have beat me. She spent $44 on bagels. I did not do that. My chicken salad feels better right now. Raphael's joining tonight. Yay, get in here before 11:59 so you can get that bonus with me. And then I will see everybody. I'll be back here with Kelly tomorrow. The team is here at 4 o'clock today to do the co-working. But I'd much rather you get inside and start doing the Dream 1000 Miracle Hour and Kelly's Trust Building trainings. Much rather you do that. You can still do the co-working, but I really want you to get in there and start working on those things. All right, everybody, it is great to see you guys, and I will see you on the inside. Bye, guys.